cruisers and boaters in the St. Augustine area. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning this morning in St. Augustine, Florida, our nation's oldest city, also known as the Ancient City. My name is Brian Bliss, and I'm broadcasting live this morning from the motor vessel Ovation in Comanche Cove Marina. This morning live for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network broadcast for February 3rd, Tuesday, 2026. My name is Brian Bliss, and I'm here with Kelly Green this morning.
Hello.
Coming to you live. Say hey, Kelly.
Hey.
Hey, Kelly. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. We're just about through this cold weather. We got a little bit of chill this morning, so we came back to the Ovation to enjoy this wonderful heated cockpit. I hope everyone's staying warm this morning. The sun is coming up and the temperatures are coming up today. It's going to be a beautiful day in our nation's oldest city. I'd like to thank Admiral Yacht Sales and the Mark Drukas over at Comanche Cove for providing us this wonderfully warm boat this morning to conduct our broadcast. We do our broadcast every Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, and Saturday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. We also have a St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page that I highly encourage you to check out. It's a great tool that we use along with this broadcast in order to share vital information about services and products. It's a great tool. Check out our Facebook page. It is a private page. Check it out. It's the St. Augustine Cruisers Network page, and it's a wonderful tool for people that are boating or visiting the area on their boat, and they can connect with local boaters. It's run by volunteers, and we try to share important information about St. Augustine to help our cruisers and our boating family as they're coming through St. Augustine.
So the hum in the background on the YouTube channel is the heater because it's freezing. Sorry. It's cold.
Now you can join in our broadcast team if you'd like. You can come in, you can join by doing a portion of the broadcast or picking a day to do it, or do a regular day, a part of the broadcast, a portion of one of the broadcasts, or doing a single broadcast, or you can sponsor a broadcast. We can come to your boat and do the broadcast from your vessel. I highly encourage you checking it out and getting involved. It really is a cool thing, and I can't stress it enough. It's an important tool that we try to offer for our folks and our boating family here at St. Augustine, so that way we can connect you with the locals that live here and give you important information when you're in the area. Now, St. Augustine, what an amazing city. What can you say? I mean, it is amazing. It's a beautiful city. There's always something to do, whether it's hot, cold, raining. There's just something to always do. And then having mornings like this morning where it's still out and it's beautiful and the birds are chirping, and it's just such a beautiful, serene city to be in. And I hope everyone's enjoying their time this morning in St. Augustine, Florida. The whole city is a museum. People ask me, and they're like, what museum should you go to? Okay, just walk around and look around. The whole city is a museum. But today's broadcast, I'm going to share with you some different things that you can do around the city. We talk about a little bit of weather and sea conditions and tidal information. I give a little bit of information about marinas. Tuesday's broadcast is a little longer broadcast because I like to share as much information as I can, but I try to take as many breaks as possible because a lot of people use this channel, especially our fishing fleet. And on days like today when the weather gets nice, I know they're out there catching the fish. So we will take several breaks this morning in order to allow people to use the channel. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be right back in a couple minutes to talk to you some more. Please stand by. Welcome back, cruisers. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful morning this morning. Well, we made it through the cold weather. We survived. Thanks to our wonderful boating community, we all came together and people made the preparations. And everybody was able to get through this cold snap that we had last couple days with minimal issues. I heard of some issues of some anchors getting a little loose, and I heard some issues of some broken pipes in marinas. But other than that, I tell you what, we did pretty good. And I contribute that to our wonderful boating family here in St. Augustine, how everybody bands together and takes care of one another. The boating family here really is special. Now, St. Augustine, there's no lack of things to do. There's so much to do here. I would spend all day talking to you about the different things to do here in St. Augustine. So what I'd like to recommend is a couple things, a couple ways to find out information. One of the nice websites I've found, very informative, is visitstaugustine.com. This website's very informative, and it's for land lovers and boat lovers, or water people. It gives you a breakdown of wonderful events, different venues, live music, different things going on in town. Gives you information about the shuttle services that are around town. There's a blue line that's a complimentary shuttle service that goes around town. It's just a small little loop shuttle, but it allows you, it gets you around St. Augustine, and it's free. Check that out, and more information at visitstaugustine.com. Also want to remind you about an event we have coming up tomorrow, Wednesday. It's the farmers market at the pier. This is a great event. Tomorrow's going to be absolutely gorgeous. We're going to get weather around 70 degrees. And that farmers market at the pier, it really is a wonderful event. It goes from 8 to 1. They have live music. It's free parking. They have fresh local produce. It really is a great event to go to. They have lots of vendors and people selling things. I encourage you to check that out. That's a short walk to the pier, or well, it's a long walk, sorry. It's a little bit longer of a walk. It's a short bicycle ride or a short Uber ride down to the St. Augustine Pier. I encourage you to check that out.
How do they get there on their boat?
No. Kelly's asking me if you can get there. You can cut some of that walk out by using the dinghy dock up Salt Run there. More about that here in a little bit. Throughout this morning's broadcast, there'll be several breaks. If you have anything you'd like to say or chime in, please feel free to do so. We will have an open forum and a roll call here in a little bit so people can check in and let us know that you're listening. But we're going to take another one of our little breaks this morning so that way our fishermen can talk. We'll be right back in just a minute. Go pour some coffee. We'll be right back. Welcome back, cruisers and boaters. Again, my name is Brian Bliss, broadcasting live this morning with Kelly on the motor vessel Ovation. We are at Comanche Cove Marina. Thank you to Admiral Yacht Sales this morning for providing us this wonderful boat. Say hello, Kelly.
Hey, good morning.
We have Kelly Green here with Anchor Eats. She's one of the partners with Anchor Eats, which is a wonderful new concept we have in St. Augustine. We'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But I did want to tell you that St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page, they plan local events. They try to get things together. They try to do something once a week. I have something I do every Wednesday at the Leaf and Bean. And then other volunteers schedule something that they do. You know, you can check that out. Go to the Facebook page, scroll to the events icon, click on it, and you can see the events that we've had in the past. You can kind of see a trend. We do things on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday around the St. Augustine area. We try to find cool spots and different things for our cruisers to join us, meet like-minded individuals, and find out different things and different little things about places to go around St. Augustine that are not really publicized. It's not the popular thing to do. We try to do little things that to share, I don't know, the little secret hidden gems around St. Augustine with you. Now, St. Augustine is a very popular destination. I believe that it's so popular because of our proximity to the ocean, the inlet, to the city, to the intercoastal. It's all right here. You can literally be sitting on the hook in the Volano anchorage and look offshore. So I mean, we are right here. But that inlet being this close to the city, it does create strong currents in and around the St. Augustine city. Around the docks and the bridges and the marinas and the anchorages, you'll notice we get some strong current here. So in order to know the currents, it's very important to know the tides. So I'd like to share the tides with you. I know most of the people that are listening this morning, you become weathermen or weather people, excuse me, and I know you know the tides and stuff. So I'd just like to share it with you to kind of calibrate your thinking, just to make sure you didn't that you got it all straight, so that way you manage yourself around the currents and tides. Our tide, I get my tidal information from the usharbors.com. It's a website that's really kind of user friendly to read. Sometimes looking up tides can be difficult with all the numbers and charts and stuff. You can check out the usharbors.com, and it's pretty good to read. Most of the tidal times that I give you are for the St. Augustine City Marina. Today's tide, Tuesday, the 2nd of February, and can you believe it's February? Oh my gosh. Our high tide this morning, we had it at 9:30, right before the broadcast, and, or whatever, excuse me, it's coming up, sorry, I'm thinking it's 8 o'clock. So about 9:30 this morning is going to be high tide, so it's still coming in for about 15 more minutes. We're going to have a low tide at 3:49 this afternoon, and then another high tide this evening right before 10 o'clock at 9:55 to be exact. Then tomorrow we're going to have a high tide at 10:15. Then we'll have a low tide at 4:30 in the afternoon, and then another high tide tomorrow night at 10:40. Now, just know the tides are roughly around 6 hours apart, so if you have one time, you can kind of figure the other time. And then you can really tell the water. You can look at the water and figure out what the tide is. If the water's nice and clean, that's usually our incoming tidal, flood current. That's that clean, pretty water coming in from the ocean. And then if it's dirty and kind of sandy and silty, that's usually a sign that it's the ebb tide, as that's all the water coming out of the rivers as it's going back to the sea. And just a heads up, if you're looking for slack tide to do any diving around the boat or do any kind of activities where you need slack water is about 50 minutes after the tidal change. So today at 9:32 is high tide, so 50 minutes after that 9:32 should be your expected slack water time. Our marine forecast today is, I get it from NOAA. It's the same thing you get for the automated recording on your radio. Today we have west winds at 5 to 10 knots. It's going to become south this afternoon. Our seas are 3 to 4 feet. They've come down a lot. I'm sure there's people offshore fishing and cruising today. It's a beautiful day. We have 3 to 4 foot seas with occasionally 5 foot sets and a light chop on the inland waterways. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we have southwest winds, 10 to 15 knots. Our seas are 2 to 3 feet. It'll be a little choppy on the inland waterways. Tomorrow's going to be the day. So get your stuff handled today. Tomorrow's going to be very pretty. It's the sun, with temperatures are going to get up there. It's going to be nice. And then we're going to have northwest winds. They're going to come back Thursday, and we're going to have some much needed rain. A chance of some much needed rain coming on Thursday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. So hopefully we get some rain. Today's high temperature is going to be 61 degrees with a low of 40 tonight. Thank goodness we're out of the 30s. Oh my goodness, it was cold. Hopefully everybody was able to stay warm. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, our high is going to be up near 70. That's right, 70 degrees right here in February in Florida. That's why we come here. It's beautiful. So it'll be 70 degrees tomorrow, and we'll have a low of 50 degrees and a small chance of rain tomorrow. Then after that rain chance comes through, the rain brings change. Thursday, our high is going to only be 53, and our lows are going to get down in the 30s. We shouldn't be in the freezing range, but it will be in the 30s. It'll feel cold. with that said, get out there and enjoy Wednesday. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be 70 degrees. So make sure you're out, get your stuff done today. Handle your honeydews today so you can get out and play tomorrow. And then we're going to have highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s all the way up through the weekend. So it's can't reiterate how nice it's going to be Wednesday. So get out there and enjoy it. It's going to be beautiful today. Get out and enjoy today. Just a little cooler. Now understand, I'm not a weatherman. I have stayed in the Holiday Inn Express before, but I do like to go over the weather and tides just to kind of help everybody calibrate, make sure you're on the same page. We're going to take a break real quick. When we come back, we're going to have our roll call. So please stand by. Welcome back, boaters and cruisers in the St. Augustine area. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful day this morning on Tuesday here in St. Augustine. I'm Brian Bliss with the Cruisers Network, coming to you live from the Motor Vessel Ovation at Comanche Cove Marina this morning. Special thanks to Admiral Yacht Sales. I want to tell you a little story about the Cruisers Network and what it means to me. I don't know what it means to all of you guys, but I'll tell you what it means to me. Back in the early days, it's funny, those of us that are older now, when we talk about the 1900s, it's kind of funny to say that. So back in the 1900s, I was in the Bahamas, and they used to do, it was in the Abacos actually, and they used to do a Cruisers Network there that was amazing. We would all gather around, drink coffee, and listen to it, and it was a husband and wife that would talk, and it was just really amazing. They would talk about cool things, and you learn so much from the Cruisers Network, and it was a really cool time to listen to them and have your coffee and learn new things about the city. But I remember being nervous and wanting to check in and wanting to say hey, and we'd all be like, hey, say hey, you say hey, no. And it was just it was cool because you got a case of the nerves when you had to reach up and grab that radio and say hey. So we're going to do a roll call this morning, and I do that roll call based on when I was back in the 1900s in Abaco, getting that bravery to say hey during the middle of the broadcast. If you don't want to say hey, that's fine. Just listen and enjoy. And again, if you get up late and you miss some of this, you can always check it out on the Anchor Eats YouTube page. But before we get into our roll call, I'd like to tell you about a service that's new to St. Augustine. It's very close to my heart. It's a company that me and Kelly actually own and operate. It's a company called Anchor Eats, and it's a nautical delivery service here in St. Augustine, and we're basically the DoorDash on the water. We're trying to provide that much needed service that ends at the water's edge. And I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing my voice, so what I want to do is I want to bring Kelly in. Kelly's a co-owner, and Kelly's new to the boating world, so she's been doing it for a couple of years, but she hasn't been doing it for 30 years, so she can give you a real objective view of what Anchor Eats brings to the city. But without further ado, here's Kelly.
Good morning. I'm one of the co-owners of Anchor Eats. This morning I just want to real quickly, as quickly and as I can, talk about what we do and how we do it, because a lot of people ask us when we go out in the field, how do you get our food on the boat? Like, what do you do? So, real quickly. So, we will get food, groceries, supplies, provisions for anybody on their boat. So, I want to start with Salt Run. So, I think Salt Run, Brian's going to correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, is out by the Conch House. there's an anchor field, there's northwest and south, and we just call it like the salt run field. So if you order anything and your boat's over there, if you order anything like Chiba Hut, Chop Shop, let's see what else is out there, Black Fly, places on the island, we would most likely get our highboy scooters, safely ride the highboy scooters, pick up and go out and put it on the dinghy that we have, which by the way is in Gilbert, #1. And we would put it on the boat and transport it out to it. Then when we go over, there's some people anchored by the Volano Bridge, they're near the Publix. So if you're out there on by the Volano Bridge in the anchorage field, if you order, say, from Vinny's, which is by Comanche Cove, we can actually ride our boat to Vinny's, load up the pizza or whatever you order, and bring it right out to you. If you order anything else, let's say anywhere in St. Augustine, Dunkin' Donuts, there's a Thai restaurant, Harry's, anything in downtown St. Augustine, we have vehicles. We will go pick up your food and supplies in the vehicle, then bring it to the boat, and we will launch the boat wherever we need to be that's closest to you, then bring it out to you. Then we go to the Menendez field. That is on one side of the city marina. And what we'll do, if you order there, most of the places that you order, if you're out in that field, we can go on our scooters, go get the food, because we know kind of the back roads, and we can get there quickly, especially when there's a lot of traffic and people traffic. And we'll load it up. We have backpacks that are thick, foiled inside. Put your food in the backpack, bring to the boat, and bring it out to you. Then you have the San Marcos, which is mooring and anchor field. That's in front of the fort. Most likely anything you order when you're out there, that would kind of include if you're at the city marina, and then there's a marina across from that. I can't remember the name of it. Where is it? Marker 8. If you order anything there, most likely we'll be able to go on our scooter or walk. Let's say if you're in front of the fort and you ordered Harry's, we were able to walk when someone ordered that. The food was still warm because we do have heated bags. We can put the heated bags in our cars, and we are able to keep the bags heated in the boat. We also have coolers, so you can order hot and cold items. We scooter or walk over to the boat, which we have at the city marina, and then bring it out to you. Now, if you order Walmart groceries, if you order anything from Target, Taco Bell, KFC, Chick-fil-A, Publix grocery store, or need your propane refilled, or any supplies like at West Marine, or Marine Supply and Oil Company, we will get in our car, we will go get it, keep it safe, fast, bring it back to the boat, and bring it out to you. I hope that wasn't confusing, but we have cars, we have our feet, and we have scooters in Gilbert. So, if you have any questions, 904-609-2628, and we'll try to answer them for you. You can ask questions on Facebook, and then we're on VHF channel 69.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. So what she's basically saying in a nutshell, you order it and we will get it to you. I promise you, I'll get it to you, and if I can keep it hot, I'll keep it hot. If I got to keep it cold, I'll keep it cold. But give Anchor Eats a call. It's a new concept here in St. Augustine. It's something that we've been needing as boaters. You know, if you're on land, you got Grubhub, you got Anchor, Uber Eats, you got DoorDash. When you're on the water, you got nothing. Well, now you don't. Now you got Anchor Eats. Give us a call or check out their website, getanchoreats.com. And now, here we go. Get your bravery up. I know you're looking at the radio going, you do it, you do it, you do it, you do it. Just reach up there and grab that mic. Right now, it's time for roll call. If you're a boater, a cruiser, if you're on your boat or in a marina, if you can hear the sound of my voice, please check in now.
This is Colette on Chinook. We've been here since December, and this morning we're waiting for the 9:30 bridge to leave and head south.
You guys have a wonderful trip south, and have safe. I hope you have a safe voyage.
Thanks so much. Thanks for doing this.
It's been an honor. Anybody else out there want to check in? I see you looking at your radio. You're wanting to grab that microphone. Check in and give us a shout. All right, I'd like to thank those that checked in. Now we're going to have our open forum. I know it is still cold this morning, so we may still have some listeners and not people that want to talk this morning. So sit back, and I got some important information about some products and services that are available here in the St. Augustine area. Now, anybody that's here in St. Augustine, do you have any questions? Do you need any services or products or need any local information while you're here in the St. Augustine area? If you do, please let us know now. I've got some local companies that are useful. They're maritime companies. They're boating guys in the boating industry that can provide a service that you may need. So if you have a pen, you can write some of this information down, or you can always listen to the broadcast. It's taped on the Anchor Eats YouTube channel, or you can check out the St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page. I put that information on there as well. First off, let me tell you about a really cool company here in St. Augustine. It's called Code Brown. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a mobile pump out service. If they come to you, very professional, very clean boat, Code Brown mobile pump out service. They'll come to you in the marinas, at the dock, at a marina at the dock, and at the mooring fields or at anchorage. Give them a call, 904-837-8740. That's Code Brown mobile pump out service, 904-837-8740, or you can reach out to their website, codebrownpumpout.com. No one is happier than our next group of businesses for Code Brown's wonderful service keeping St. Augustine clean than our two diving companies well, there are several diving companies, but I want to tell you about two. First one is Liberty Diving Underwater Services. They can come to you in the marina and take care of any of your underwater needs. You can call Stan or Wyatt at 904-505-8974. That's Liberty Diving Underwater Services, 904-505-8974. If you're on the hook, in the mooring field, at anchor, St. Augustine has its very own mobile dive service. You can call Stash Island Diving Service at 904-248-2691. That's the Stash Island Diving Service. They come to you. It's a mobile dive service. It's incredible. Give them a call, 904-248-2691 for Stash Island Diving Service. Those of you needing maintenance on your air conditioner, refrigeration, or water makers, anything electrical, you can call the folks at Hanson Marine Service at 904-708-9722. Again, that's Hanson Marine Service. AC, refrigeration, they do water makers, electrical. Give them a call, 904-708-9722 for Hanson Marine Service. Also, we have the Yacht Rigger in St. Augustine. They do everything except engines and heads. They do custom arches, solar, lithium, all things rigging. Power or sail, they do it all. They have two locations. They have a full welding and fabrication shop and a second retail shop located at River's Edge Marina. You can contact the folks at the Yacht Rigger at 904-257-5655. 904-257-5130. Again, 904-257-5130. This is for the yacht rigger in St. Augustine. We also have the Sailors Exchange here in St. Augustine. It is super killer. You go in there, you'll be there for hours. I mean, they got so much stuff. They got stuff you didn't even know you needed. Sailors Exchange, they sell new and used inventory. Check them out. Now they're a little further away for a walk, but you can take a short Uber ride over to the Sailors Exchange. You can call those guys over there. They're super great guys. Call them at 904-808-0667. Again, that's 904-808-0667 for the Sailors Exchange. St. Augustine has a new towing company in town here. They're based out of the St. Augustine Municipal Marina. You'll see their blue boat. It's called Flagship Towing. And if the company is if you base the company on the employees, their captains that work on their boats are extremely professional, very polite. One of their captains is a retired fireman. He goes out of his way to take care of people. Really good company to check out. Flagship Towing. You call them at 888-262-8869. Flagship Towing. Then I want to tell you about the Marine Supply and Oil Company that's located up off of Riperia Street. You can get there by water or you can get there by land. Check out the Marine Supply and Oil Company. They have the best prices around town, the best prices for anything around town. You go in there, it's a warehouse of all kinds of supplies. Ask for Charlie or any one of the guys over there. They're very knowledgeable. They can help you find anything you need in and around the Marine Supply and Oil Company. And St. Augustine has its very own West Marine that's located off US 1. And then we also have the St. Augustine Marina in Villano Incorporated. There's a little marine center over there in Villano that you can check out. Check those places out. Those are our marine supply places. And then those of you needing propane or needing any kind of hardware, there's an Ace Hardware just north of the fort, a couple blocks. We also have a Home Depot and a Walmart here in St. Augustine, but that Ace Hardware is well within walking distance. Then there's also those of you that have older bottles that you need filled. You can check out the Courtesy Gas Company. Again, that's a little further away. You'd have to get a ride, or you could utilize Anchor Eats services. But the Courtesy Gas Company, they'll help you get your bottle re-inspected and fixed if it's out of date. And they'll refill it, and they're the cheapest game in town. It's $8 for a 10-pound bottle. It's $16, $15 cash for a $20 bottle, or for a 20-pound bottle. You can call the Courtesy Gas Company at 904-829-2709. And I encourage you to check out the St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page, as there's lots of information about other services and other businesses and other people that provide important services and products here in the St. Augustine area. Check that out on our Facebook page if you miss anything this morning. Now, is there anyone here in the St. Augustine area that's trying to sell something or donate something or trade something? You're trying to get rid of something while you're in the St. Augustine area? If so, please let us know now. Good example of this in how quickly and awesome our St. Augustine Cruisers Network page works is yesterday I saw on the St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page a gentleman was selling a set of solar panels, and somebody was able to pick up a good set of solar panels really cheap, and it was just a fabulous tool for us to be able to sell things and to share things with others. You know, it's boaters for boaters. It's run by boaters for boaters. So check that out. That's that St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page. Now it's the lost and found portion of this morning's forum. Has anybody lost anything or found anything that they'd like to share with the group? Please do so now. general announcement portion. Does anybody like to wish a happy birthday or happy anniversary or any kind of information you'd like to share with the group? Please do so now. All right, I'd like to thank everybody for joining in this morning's open forum and live broadcast on the VHF. You can find out more information by checking out the Facebook page, St. Augustine Cruisers Network. It is a private page. And those of you that missed any portion of this morning's broadcast or any of our past broadcasts, Kelly records our broadcast and puts it on the Anchor Eats YouTube channel. So you can actually go to the YouTube channel for Anchor Eats, find out about our local specials going on, and also check out the past VHF broadcast for the Cruisers Network. She runs that through the Anchor Eats YouTube channel. Check that out. We're going to take a break, clear the channel, let the fishermen do a little talking. We'll be right back in a couple minutes, well, about a minute, to go over some local information about the local marinas and dinghy docks and just local information about the waterways and the surrounding waters in St. Augustine. Please stand by. Welcome back, cruisers and boaters in the St. Augustine area. Again, my name is Brian Bliss with the St. Augustine Cruisers Network, coming to you live from the Motor Vessel Ovation in Comanche Cove Marina this morning. We have Kelly Green with Anchor Eats here with me this morning. Say hey, Kelly.
Good morning.
And we are, and special thanks to Mark Drukas for providing us with this warm boat this morning to do our broadcast from. I like to go over, I'm a Northeast Florida native. Born and raised in Jacksonville, been coming to St. Augustine my entire life. I've been boating for 30 years. So right now I try to share some of the knowledge and wisdom that I have about the local area and waterways. I also ask around to the different people that work here and try to get local information to share with you guys. So that way if you're new to St. Augustine, we can share some vital information with you. If you have an updated information on anything that I talk about, at any one of the breaks, please feel free to chime in and let us know. First off, let's start with our inlet. We talked about it before. That inlet is magical. I mean, the proximity of the inlet to the city, it just makes St. Augustine such a popular destination. It's smart, it's logical. It's a good place to swing in when you get to Florida, to provision, to get your supplies, to spend a little time in the city, and then continue on your venture, on your voyage south. And exactly the opposite when everybody's returning to the north later this season. But with that said, with our inlet, if you're transiting the inlet, if you're outbound, I highly recommend you stay in the channel all the way to the sea buoy. Don't cut it short. Unless you have local knowledge and you've done it before, I would stay in the channel when you're outbound all the way to the sea buoy before you make your north or southern turn. There's significant shoaling on both the north side and the south side of the inlet. So you want to make sure you go all the way to the sea buoy before you make that turn, because the sea buoy is out past all of the shoaling. If you are going south and you're offshore, I just want to make you aware there's a little inlet down there called Matanzas Inlet. If you're cruising with 1 foot on the beach, be advised that that little inlet down there, it's not really a navigable inlet. You could do it with a little boat if you had to, but there's a small fixed bridge there that limits, boating traffic. But Matanzas Inlet gets shoaling and sandbars that stretch off the beach. And if you're cruising with 1 foot on the beach heading south and you're not ready for it, you'd be surprised if you're real close to the coast. So make sure you pay attention when you get around. If you're southbound offshore, down around the Matanzas Inlet area offshore, make sure you give that a wide berth. Now, if you're inbound, exactly the same principle applies. Go to the sea buoy before you make your entrance into St. Augustine. And be aware of the currents and tides in the inlet. The ebb tide will make the inlet look completely different than the flood tide. So just make sure that you pay attention to your channel markers, pay attention to your current and tides as you're entering into St. Augustine. What a magical entrance though. You're coming in there, you see the lighthouse off to your port side, you see that nice white sandy beach and the fixed bridge to your starboard. You see the big cross blessing you as you enter into the inlet, into the city. You have the fort's been guarding the waters here for over 200 years, and you have the beautiful bridge of lines. It really is a magical entrance that people have been doing for a long, long time. It really is magical. But I want to tell you about some of the things that are going on when you're pulling in there, and your passengers are looking off and checking out everything, and you're paying attention to the current and worrying about the channel markers. I want to tell you about some of the services and some of the marinas that are located around town. First off, I want to talk about little town Volano. Volano Beach it's part of St. Augustine. It's just a little sleepy little town, little beach town that's on the north end of St. Augustine. When you're coming in the inlet and you look off your starboard side, you'll see that little white beach over there. That's called Porpoise Point. That's a little beach. It's popular for residents. They go out there and fish and sunbathe and hang out on the beach. Nice white sandy beaches there. You'll see that off your starboard side. That is the beach, basically, for Volano Beach right there. When you come in the inlet there, you'll notice extremely strong currents right there. The intercoastal, the Matanzas River, and the inlet are all meeting right there. So we have lots of current right there. So make sure you plan accordingly when you're coming in the inlet there. If you look straight ahead, you'll see the boats anchored there just south of the bridge. That is our Volano anchorage. You'll see that fixed bridge on the eastern side of that fixed bridge. There's a pier there. That pier actually has a dinghy dock, a city dock attached to it that you can utilize to go up into the town of Volano. That dinghy dock has yellow paint on it where they load shuttles and water taxis, but there's plenty of room for you to tie up on that dinghy dock to give you access to the city of Volano Beach. Be aware when you're using that dinghy dock, make sure you tie your boat up properly, because you're open to all the current and all the weights right there. There's no weight restriction zone, and I already discussed how strong the current is. So make sure you tie your boat up properly if you're going to utilize that dinghy dock by the pier. When you use that dinghy dock, it gives you full access to the grocery store over there. There's a Publix over there and a Publix liquor store. There's shops, stores, restaurants. There's all kinds of stuff over there in Volano Beach there. A popular thing for and just a reminder, if you're going to go to Publix, if you have a wagon or a cart, I take it, because it's not a very long walk, but it's a long walk with a case of water. Or call Anchor Eats. We'll bring it right to you. You'll see that bridge there. And that's a popular thing our residents like to do, is walk that bridge. You can run it if you got a lot of energy. But if you decide to walk that bridge, I believe it's 1.5 miles to go over it and back. And there's a nice little park and courtyard area that's underneath the bridge. It's all protected away from the traffic. It really is a cool thing to do. I encourage you to check that out. You can keep up with your New Year's resolution of getting your steps in. It's only February. You can't give up on your resolution yet. The view from the top of that bridge is absolutely amazing. You can see the ocean, you can see the whole town of St. Augustine, you can see Salt Run, you can just see it all. It really is beautiful, the view from the top of that bridge. On the west side of that bridge is a marina. You'll see all the masts from the sailboats. That marina is called Comanche Cove Marina. That's where I'm broadcasting live from this morning. Comanche Cove Marina is a full-service marina. They monitor channel 6-8. They sell gas, diesel. They have transient dockage. They have pump-out services. It really is a wonderful little marina. It's protected. They have a breakwater on the outside that gets you protected away from current. And then because their structure surrounds basically the whole marina, they have shops and there's houses and stuff there. All that structure kind of breaks the wind up, so it really is a nice place to come. If you come in here, you're not affected by the wind and current as much. Be advised, if you are going to use Comanche Cove, they are currently dredging their entrance channel, so I advise you to call them on channel 6-8 and let them know that you're coming in, so that way they can call the dredge and have the dredge move out of your way, so you can make a nice safe entrance into the harbor. Remember, there is strong currents in Volano, so as you're making that approach to the breakwater, use caution. Now, from either Comanche Cove Marina or that dinghy dock that gives you full access to all the shops and stores and attractions on the north end of St. Augustine. That includes the city of Volano. You also have the Fountain of Youth up there. There's a Walgreens, a CVS, the old jail, there's a Dunkin' Donuts, there's all kinds of stuff that's located up on the north end of St. Augustine, and you get good access to that by utilizing the Comanche Cove Marina as well as that dinghy dock over there in Volano. There's also a boating supply store there in Volano as well. Kelly and I are working with a local company that rents out golf carts. We're trying to get them to put a golf cart that our cruisers can utilize and possibly rent by the minute or by the hour, and that way you'd have a golf cart to be able to use up on the north end. But more information as we work that out. But just so you know, Kelly and Brian are out there working behind the scenes for our boaters and cruisers to try to get some benefits for us when you come to this amazing city. Now that's Volano Beach. Our next area I want to talk about is south of the inlet. When you're coming in the inlet, you'll see an area south there. That area is called Salt Run. You can tell where Salt Run is because you'll see the lighthouse. The lighthouse kind of overlooks Salt Run there. There's also a city-maintained mooring field up there. It's called the Salt Run Mooring Field. When you enter into that, you'll see channel markers to your port side when you're coming in. The inlet there, it's right past the jetty. Again, lots of current there. But when you get into those channel markers, you'll see off your left-hand side or your port side there's a natural beach area. That's Anastasia Island. That's a state park. Real popular thing for our boaters and cruisers to do is to take their tender over there and go exploring or utilize the sandbar. It's real popular in the summertime. A lot of our residents and locals like to use that sandbar. That's called Anastasia Island or the Salt Run Sandbar. Really is a nice thing to do. Cool place to go exploring, go shelling, let the kids run loose, burn some energy out, let the dogs run. It really is cool. Check that out. That's the Salt Run Sandbar. That's on your port side when you're heading up the channel into Salt Run. The Salt Run's kind of a dead-end waterway. It doesn't really connect with the intercoastal. So when you go in there, you have to come back out. But when you're going up in there, you'll notice that big marina. That big marina is called the Conch House. It's one of our big 3 marinas here in St. Augustine. The Conch House has its own little vibe. It's an island vibe. It really is a cool place. It's a full-service marina. They offer diesel sales, gas sales, pump-out services, transient dockage. They also have a restaurant on site, a tiki bar, and a hotel. Conch House Marina is a cool spot. The vibe there is just like a Caribbean vibe. It's just laid back. It really is cool. It's a local favorite amongst locals. They love going over there and checking out that tiki bar. It really is a wonderful place to check out. That's the Conch House Marina. They monitor channel 69 for the Conch House. If you want to get a hold of them, you can call them on channel 69. The Conch House Marina also has their our charter fleet is over there. There's several boats over there. Our largest charter fleet is at the Concourse Marina. So if you're interested in going offshore, catching some fish, taking a local charter, check that out. You can also, they also sponsor fishing tournaments. They have a huge fishing tournament coming up here in St. Augustine. It's the 12th annual Wahoo Shootout. It's the Wahoo Challenge. And it's going to be taking place at the end of February on the 28th and the 1st of March. It's a huge event. It attracts local boaters and professional fishermen from all over the area. They search after the wahoo fish, which is a very sought after fish here in this area at this time of year. If you're interested in joining that fishing tournament or being a sponsor or just checking it out, being a spectator, you can check out any one of the Concouse's social media pages. They're on Instagram and Facebook, but I advise go to the Tiki Bar, belly up to the bar, order you a Goon Bay Smash, a local favorite, and ask them in person. And you'll be impressed with the Concourse. It really is a cool spot. I highly advise you check out the Concourse. Super cool. Want to give you a little heads up about the Concourse. So give some appreciation to the Concourse where appreciation is due. During this cold weather snap that we had, they opened up their docks for people to move in there nice and early to get out of the weather, to get over there board to the dock, to plug in their power, to get their heaters running. So that way they were safe through this last blow and cold weather. So many thanks to the employees and the staff over there at the Concourse for stepping up and taking care of our boating family. We all are part of the St. Augustine boating community. I appreciate that, Concourse. Thank you very much. Remember, check out the Concourse. They're on channel 69. Now past the Concourse, you'll see the lighthouse, and at the lighthouse there's a dinghy dock right there. It serves the mooring field over there, but it's a nice dinghy dock, gives you access to Anastasia Island. And Anastasia Island has all kinds of stuff over there that you can check out. Everybody knows about the fort, everybody knows about the Bridge of Lions in downtown St. Augustine, but Anastasia Island is a really cool spot. You can check it out. You can walk east over the Bridge of Lions from downtown, or you can bring your tender or dinghy over to the dinghy dock in front of the at Salt Run there by the lighthouse. And it's right there by the St. Augustine Yacht Club. And that gives you full access to Anastasia Island. You get to check out the lighthouse. The lighthouse is truly the best view in St. Augustine. You go up there, you can see it all. It is absolutely amazing. I highly recommend checking out the lighthouse. They have a full-blown, it's a historical tour. It's super cool. Check that out. Then also, when you're up there on Anastasia Island, that gives you full access to the amphitheater, which is a really cool spot, a really cool thing here in St. Augustine. The amphitheater gets headliner bands. Check their website, theamp.com. There may be some cool bands playing while you're visiting St. Augustine. I mean, they get big bands. Rod Stewart, big headliner bands come to that outdoor venue. It really is cool. They also do a Saturday farmers market every Saturday. It's super cool. I highly recommend checking that out. They sell fresh produce. They have all kinds of vendors and shopping there. But the coolest thing there, besides the awesome Bloody Mary, is the jam session that they do. If you're a musician and you have a musical instrument, take it with you on Saturday and get up there with all those musicians. They get between 20 and 40 people jamming out together for a jam session. It really is cool. Check that out. That's the amphitheater. When you're up there by the amphitheater, St. Augustine has its very own surf station. As I'm out and about on the Anchor Eats boat, I see we have lots of boaters and cruisers that have surfboards and stand-up paddle boards, and they love to play in the ocean. And most of you guys are heading down to the Caribbean where the water's warm. So if you need to pick up any supplies, whether it's leashes, fins, wetsuits, any kind of supplies that has to do with surfing or stand-up paddleboarding, check out the surf station. It's right up there by the amphitheater. And ask for Tori there. He'll take real good care of you. That's the surf station in St. Augustine. A couple other cool things that you can check out up there. A little further past the amphitheater is the beach. It's a little far for a walk. I mean, it's a good walk. But you can walk out there, you get out there to the pier, and at the beach area, what can you say about the beach? It's beautiful. But that's where they're having the farmers market tomorrow from 8 to 1. Check that out. Kelly and I yesterday went trooping around looking for things to talk about, and we were checking out the area around Anastasia Island. We were walking all around just looking at different things to share with you on the morning broadcast. First off, you can go to they have the alligator farm that's up there, which is super cool. You can see some of the St. Augustine's oldest residents. They also have lots of shops, lots of stores. There's the arcade museum. If you like playing arcade games, you go to the arcade museum and check out the video games over there. They actually have the Island Jim's Leaf and Bean, which is a little cigar establishment. They serve beer, wine, and coffee, and it's a great place. We have our event there tomorrow night. We do it every Wednesday night. It's a Captain's Club meeting, and I invite you to come up there. Anchor Eats provides food. We do it from 6 o'clock to whenever, and that's at the Leaf and Bean by Island Jim, and that's right there on Anastasia Island. Check that out. That'll be tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. You can find out more information about that on the Facebook page. Then a couple more things up there. You have Hornskis, which is a cool spot. You can go in there, take the kids. They got video games. They serve beer and wine, and they have local brews. They also they play classic vinyl records while you're in there. It's super cool. You can kind of ask for a album to be played, and you can listen to some old Zeppelin or something. It really is cool. It's a neat little place. It's in an old garage. That's Hornskis. There's mini golf up there for those of you that want to get out and putt, do some things around the golf course. There's mini golf up there. And I want to tell you about a cool thing that's opening up on Valentine's Day, and that's the skating rink up there. We went up there and walked in the skating rink. It is super awesome. So that opens up on February. So those of you looking for something to do for Valentine's Day, here's a couple items. We got the skating rink that's going to be opening on Valentine's Day, as well as the Whetstone Chocolate Center. Go in there. I've never met a lady that didn't like chocolate. Going to take a break, and when we get back, we're going to talk about the downtown area. So please stand by. Welcome back, cruisers and boaters. I'm Brian Bliss with the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. I'm here with Kelly Green from Anchor Eats, and we're broadcasting live from the Motor Vessel Ovation at Comanche Cove Marina this morning. Special thanks to Admiral Yacht Sales for providing this boat today. We just talked about the Salt Run area with the Concourse Marina up there, as well as the Valono Beach area with the Comanche Cove Marina up that way. Now I'd like to talk to you more about the downtown St. Augustine area and the bridges and marinas around there. There's nothing as majestic as coming in that marina. You see the cross blessing you, you see the fort guarding the area, but you're also going to see the boats anchored at our north anchorage, and then you're going to see the boats at the mooring field, which is our San Marco mooring field. This is the mooring field in the anchorage that's north of the Bridge of Lions, and it's right behind the fort, right behind the bayfront area there. I just want to let you know, if you're cruising around through there, be aware of the currents, be aware of the tides, and please be courteous with your wakes. There is a no-wake zone at the bridge, but if you're cruising through there and you're just gonna end up waiting on the bridge anyway, no sense racing up there, waking everybody, and to just sit and wait on the bridge. And that brings up the bridge. Most recognizable structure in St. Augustine besides the fort is our Bridge of Lions. And it gets its name from the lions that are on the eastern and the western side of the bridge. Currently, the lions that are on the western side of the bridge are in storage. They're getting fixed up, tuned up, and they're going to store them while they do a refit on our seawall that is at the bayfront area there. So that seawall area that's between the fort and the bridge is going to be doing a full-blown rebuild, and they're about to start that. So a lot of you folks that are cruising through, when you come back through later on in the year, be advised that you probably will have construction going on that bayfront area. So get out and enjoy those horses, and get out there and enjoy the things that are, all the things that are around the bayfront area now. Now that Bridge of Lions, they monitor channel 09. All bridges in Florida monitor channel 09 and 16, but you can reach them directly at 09. And our wonderful bridge tender, he opens the bridge, he or she, excuse me, the bridge tender opens the bridge on a schedule. It opens up on the hour and on the half hour. So that's big hand on the 12, big hand on the 6. Make sure you're in the staging area and call the bridge on 09 to request an opening. And then be aware of the currents. If you are coming in from sea and you ride that flood tide in there and you have to sit there and wait on the bridge, you know, be aware you could have a 4-knot current right on your stern. So make sure you know the capabilities of your boat and be aware of the currents in and around the bridge and the marinas around St. Augustine. Remember that Bridge of Lions stands by on channel 09. Just south of the bridge on the western shore is the St. Augustine Municipal Marina. This is the city's marina. This is the gateway to the city. The St. Augustine Municipal Marina, they are a full service marina. They offer fuel sales and diesel sales, very convenient fuel dock for you to pull up and pick it up and keep on trucking. They also have transient slips available, and they manage the mooring fields. They offer a complimentary shuttle service to the mooring fields. This shuttle service is provided daily. It starts at 10 a.m. and it ends at 6 p.m. and it runs every 2 hours. You need to call them and get on the schedule for the shuttle service. They don't just sit around and wait for you to call them and go. They go on a scheduled departure time of every 2 hours, and then you need to get on the schedule with them. So make sure you contact them on 71 to utilize that shuttle service. They also offer a mobile pump out service for the mooring fields and the surrounding anchorages. They like to do this pump out service early in the morning before the shuttle service. So if you want to get a mobile pump out, you would need to call the marina on channel 71 and schedule it for the following day. Now those of you that are not staying in the mooring fields and you're in the anchorages and you still want to utilize the doorstep to the city marina, you could purchase a daily dinghy pass. This gives you access to the dinghy dock as well as the facilities at the marina. That's the lounge, the showers, the laundry, and everything that the marina provides. You can check that out. That's a daily dinghy pass. Now I also want to let you know that they are doing construction currently in the St. Augustine Municipal Marina. The dinghy dock, they're working on that north end dock between the bridge and the docks. That area gets a lot of current, so when they open that back up, you use a lot of current caution there. But right now, that northern approach and that northern dinghy dock is closed, and they are doing work on the southern dinghy dock. So you'll see a barge that was in the middle of the marina. It was there when I came over this morning. It may be moved by now, but if you're coming in there, they had utilized a couple more slips that are a little bit more eastern direction from the normal dinghy slips. I think it's 12 and 14 they utilize for dinghy dockage. That way you don't have to go down between the barge and the docks. That way you can tie up in a safe manner. So just be advised that they are doing construction in the St. Augustine Municipal Marina. If you're going to use the dinghy dock, you got to utilize the central entrance. So you enter into the dinghy dock from the center entrance. Now I want to tell you, if you are, the St. Augustine Municipal Marina is a very busy marina. They're constantly doing fuel dockage. People are docking, leaving, coming, going. It's an active site. It's like an airport. So when you're going there, if you're going to pull up to the St. Augustine Municipal Marina, I would call them and speak to one of their professional, knowledgeable representative staff members there, and let them know your intentions. That way they can make sure that you have ample assistance when you're docking. So if you don't call them and let them know what you're doing and you're just pulling up, they may be already helping somebody else that's already scheduled to arrive. And then when you pull up there, you'll feel like there's nobody there to help you in all that current, and you'll be all kinds of upset, discombobulated in all that current. You can solve that by simply calling them on 71 and letting them know your intentions and getting into the queue for all the boats that are in and around the city marina. Highly recommend that. Any one of the people that work in the city marina, they're all very knowledgeable. They can help you out in many different ways. If you have any questions about the city or the marina stuff, give them a call on channel 71. That's the St. Augustine Municipal Marina. Now south of the marina there is the Menendez mooring field. That's also managed by the city. And just south of that is our South Anchorage. That mooring field at South Anchorage, that's kind of our, I call it the Leave It to Beaver neighborhood. That's the trick-or-treat neighborhood. That's where people kind of go for a little bit longer term. It's a little less current, a little less sea conditions. You got some more stuff blocking you from the ocean than you do in that San Marco field. The only thing I need to tell you about out there is, one, be courteous when you're in the intercoastal, but two, there's a set of shoals that are marked very well with danger diamonds. The shoals are between the mooring field and the intercoastal waterway there, just south of the bridge. Make sure you pay attention on your approach and your departure to that mooring field, so that way you can get in and out of there without stopping at the bar. Check that out. It's very well marked on your chart, so just check that out. It's really the only information I got about that mooring field. And then keep an eye out for that orange tender out there. That's Anchor Eats. If you need them to pick up your trash, or if you need them to deliver you some food or supplies, give them a call. Take a little break, and when we come back, I'm going to talk about just south of the city. We'll be right back. Welcome back, cruisers and boaters. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful morning this morning in St. Augustine. My name is Brian Bliss, and I'm broadcasting this morning for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. We just talked about the downtown city municipal marina and the mooring fields and the anchorages in the downtown area. We're going to discuss a little bit of local information about south of that area. So if we're moving south on the intercoastal waterway, you'll see that next fixed bridge. That's the 312 bridge. Just before that 312 bridge, on your port side, on the eastern shore, if you're southbound, on the eastern shore, on the eastern bank, is a little marina called Fish Island Marina. Now, unfortunately, this marina is located just outside the no-wake zone for the 312 bridge, so they get a lot of people slowing down and speeding up right next to the marina, and that puts off the largest wake you could possibly do for that marina. And I've got a good friend of mine, my son fishes with the guys, a good friend of mine, Matt, fishes with them all the time. There's a great fishing company that's over there. They're called the Legend Fishing Adventures. These guys are really good fishermen. Jimmy and Brian over there, they know where the fish are. They know where you can plan your fish fry before you go fishing. They're very good fishermen. And they tell us that the boats get beat up over there because of the people waking them at the marina. So let's try to be courteous when you're in and around that Fish Island Marina area in the 312 bridge. Just opposite on the intercoastal from the Fish Island Marina, you'll see a channel there just before you get to the bridge. It's off your starboard side if you're southbound, or the western shore. That river's called the San Sebastian River. This little river runs up through the spine of St. Augustine. It's a dead-end river, so you go in, you got to come back out that same way, and it's all no wake. When you go up that marina, there's several marinas, several shops and restaurants and boat yards. that I'd like to tell you about. It's a great little area to go exploring. That's the San Sebastian River. You go up the San Sebastian River, the first marina you're going to pass is called the Cat's Paw Marina. And the dock master there, Mr. Lamb, he's a super great guy. He has extended our ability to bring our tenders and dinghies over there to his marina. And you can check out the restaurant they have on their facility called the Grouper Shack, which is a great restaurant. The family that owns and operates that restaurant are very knowledgeable. They own several seafood restaurants in and around St. Augustine. They're also very good fishermen, but they know how to run a restaurant. I highly recommend the Grouper Shack. But when you stop into the Grouper Shack, go up there, have a sandwich, have a lemonade, and give them your telephone number so they can reach you and check in. And you can leave your tender there, your dinghy there, and you can go explore the west side of St. Augustine. And that gives you access to Home Depot. That gives you access to Target. Gives you access to West Marine, Pet Supermarket, Winn-Dixie. There's Target over there. There's so many things that you get access to off of the San Sebastian River. So I highly recommend you check that out. That's the Cat's Paw Marina and Grouper Shack. And you can also buy gas and diesel at the Cat's Paw Marina. If you head up the Sebastian River, you go all the way up there, you'll see the shipyards. It's a big marina, dry stack facility on the left there, on your port side when you're inbound, on the western bank. You'll see Jimmy Hula's right there. It's really cool. You got the Oasis. You got the St. Augustine Marine Center, 2 huge boat yards that are right there if you need any work done. You'll see the cop shops back there. That's where our Homeland Security guys are, keeping us safe. God bless America. Yeah, that's right there on the San Sebastian River. But if you keep going all the way up there, there's a cool spot called the Reggae Surf Cafe. It's like a little village. They have a cool little place where you can go and watch the sunsets. They have dockage there. You can dock up and get a bite to eat. Check that out. Then right next door to that is the St. Augustine Fish Camp. It's one of the best restaurants in St. Augustine. So that's the San Sebastian River. Check that out. It's a really cool place to go exploring. There's shrimp boats back there. You'll see all the shrimp boats. Then there's also, that's where you can get to the St. Augustine Marine and Oil Supply place. That's where Charlie's at. That's that warehouse I was telling you about earlier. They have all kinds of supplies. They have the best prices in town. Check that out if you need some supplies. That's the St. Augustine Marine and Oil Supply Company. You'll find that by just, as soon as you locate the shrimp boats, that Marine Supply and Oil Company is right behind the shrimp boats. Now just heading south. There's not a whole lot else to talk to you about going south there, but you do have another bascule bridge. It's down about 12 miles south on the Intercoastal Waterway, south of St. Augustine, and it's called the Crescent Beach Bridge. That bridge opens on demand, and they monitor channel 09. Then also, you have the Matanzas inshore area. We talked about the Matanzas offshore sandbars. We get significant shoaling and sandbars, shifting sandbars in the inshore area around Matanzas Inlet inshore. And that extends to about Marineland. So if you're down there around the low tide, do your homework, pay attention. You need to watch your depth finder and your chart plotter down there around the Matanzas and Marineland area south of St. Augustine. Hopefully this local information is giving you a little bit of help, help reassure some things you probably already do. And I know we're running a little long this morning, but it's Tuesday and I just want to share as much information as I can today. We're going to take a quick little break. When we get back, we're going to close the broadcast. Welcome back, boaters and cruisers. I'm Brian Bliss with St. Augustine Cruisers Network, coming to you live from the Motor Vessel Ovation up Comanche Cove Marina. We broadcast weekly on this radio channel, 72, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We also have a Facebook page I encourage you to check out. It is the St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page. It's a private group. Check that out. It's a wonderful tool. If you'd like to join our broadcast family, please reach out to me, Brian Bliss, or Kelly Green, or any one of our volunteers with the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. I'm thinking about doing an evening show, an evening broadcast show. I was thinking we were going to do it on Friday or Sunday night. We'll probably do it about 6 or 7 o'clock. Any information about that or any opinions on that would be great. But we're going to do a nightly broadcast, or do a night broadcast, kind of go over some of the events and stuff. And then we'll also play bingo and do some trivia, and we'll have some local prizes and stuff that we'll give away. So stay tuned for that. That's upcoming plans that we have for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. We're going to probably do a Sunday night broadcast because Friday night I'm very busy with this Anchor Eats deliveries. And don't forget, we have the farmers market that's tomorrow at the pier. Get out there and enjoy the beautiful weather. And then don't forget that Anchor Eats is sponsoring the Captain's Cruisers Night Out tomorrow night at the Leaf and Bean by Island Gyms. That's on Anastasia Island. That's from 6 to 8. We encourage you to check that out. Anchor Eats will be bringing food for that. And then if you miss any portion of the broadcast and you want to catch up, you can always reach out. You can always check the Anchor Eats YouTube channel. They have the recorded, they record the broadcast, and you can check out anything that you missed. That's the Anchor Eats YouTube channel. I want to talk about something serious now. I talk about our boating family, and whether you're a sailor, a power boater, a fisherman, a kayaker, a commercial person, or a recreational person, we are all stewards of the sea. We're all one we're all one family. And I want to tell you about a tragedy we had up north on January 30th. The 72-foot fishing vessel, the Lucy Jean, sunk offshore of Massachusetts. And she took all 7 of her passengers and crew to heaven with her. This lets us know how fragile we are when we're out there on the water. This was a 72-foot boat. It's bigger than most of the boats that we have in and around the city. It went to the bottom. So today, or sometime this week, take some time and check out your safety equipment on your boat. Check the batteries in your e-perb. Check the date on your life raft. Check your life jackets. Check everything. Let's just double check. Let's let those people's lives weren't in vain. Let's use this as a reason to check our safety equipment and to be vigilant, prudent captains and boaters and crews on our boats. So let's do that for them. Right now, I'd like to have a moment of silence for those 7 souls that were lost to the sea in Gloucester, Massachusetts. God rest their souls. I'd like to have a blessing this morning. O eternal God, Lord of land and sea, be pleased to receive into your almighty the most gracious protection this vessel and those who sail in her. Preserve them from all the dangers at sea, that they may return in safety to enjoy the blessings of land. Amen. Please remember to get out there and be kind. Make wonderful memories while you're here in St. Augustine, and live proper. And please remember this: we all live the lives that others dream of. We are all truly blessed. Right now is the portion of the announcement. Before we close, we have a final announcement. Is there anything that anybody would like to share with the group before we close this morning? If so, please do so now. All right, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this morning. Again, I'd like to thank everyone for bonding together, from the marinas to the boaters. Everybody came together, and we are all one family. We came together, kept everybody safe through this cold snap, this severe weather that we just had. It is such an amazing boating community here in St. Augustine. It is an honor for me to broadcast to you. It's an honor for me to be part of this boating family. I really enjoy it. It really truly is an honor. You can join our broadcast team. Just reach out, let me know in any facet. You can do it big time, or you can do it just small versions of it. Just let me know. I'd love to get you involved. Remember, our next broadcast is Thursday at 9, then Saturday at 9, and we're probably gonna have a Sunday night one, and I'm thinking about 7 o'clock. Again, check out our Facebook page. There's it's a wonderful tool for you to sell things and to connect with like-minded individuals. And remember, we have our Captain's Cruisers Night Out tomorrow night at the Leaf and Bean on Anastasia Island at 6 o'clock. I encourage you to join that. Anchor Eats will be sponsoring that, providing some food. Kelly's going to conjure up some kind of pizza thing. Well, I hope everybody has an amazing day. I hope you have a wonderful day. You make lots of memories here in St. Augustine. I have nothing further. On behalf of myself, Brian Bliss, and Kelly Green, and the St. Augustine Cruisers Network, I'd like to wish everybody a wonderful day. I have nothing further, so I'm clear. Get out there, have an amazing day here in St. Augustine, and we'll talk to you again on Thursday. Have a nice day. See you.